A very good afternoon to everybody, and welcome to this press conference with Proteas coach Mark Boucher.
Mark, congratulations on the win. You've witnessed quite a few series wins for South Africa. Where would you say this one ranks?
Up there. I mean, it's completely different as a player compared to being a coach. I think as a player, I mean, it was quite a nervous day for the change room, and I was actually telling the guys, as a player, at least you still feel like the buck can stop with you. So as a coach, your hands are pretty tied behind your back. You haven't got the chance to go out there and actually change the state of a game at all. So from a nerves perspective, yeah, it was up there with one of my more sort of nervous days at a test on a test day. But yeah, I mean, the way that the whole test series was played is hard fought, some good cricket. It must be up there with probably one of the best test series to have been played, certainly in South Africa.
Kane?
Yeah, congratulations, Mark. As you've mentioned, you can't go out there and score runs and take wickets for the team, but I guess as coach, one of the things you try and do is instill character and fight in the team. Just how happy are you with the character and the fight that the team has shown, especially in the last two games?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because you've got Dean as well, who's that sort of character, and he led from the front. You got Temba as a vice captain as well, same sort of fighter sort of spirit in him. So you got two leaders like that. The guys are going to certainly follow, and both of them stood up with regards to their own games as well. I think you put it into perspective. We lost three tosses. A lot of people, including some of the media, have written us off after day one of the first day of the test series. So to come back after losing the first day badly, I think we competed in the first test, and then to win the second test and now win the third test. You got to put these things into perspective about where this team is and where the Indian team is as well. They are probably the best team in world cricket test-wise at the moment. They've gone over to England, beat England, Australia in Australia. So this is something that our boys certainly won't take for granted. There are a couple of youngsters in there that have really come through nicely, and they'll take a lot of confidence from this win. And not only the win, but also getting themselves into good positions and also winning games where it's like it really was hard test cricket.
Fidos, Sanele, Zahir, Telford, and then we're going to finish with Derek.
Hi, Bouch, well done. Bouch, that first session in the morning, I guess, would have been the most little nervous, but was there a moment there when you thought, okay, we've got this now? Or like, when did you feel like things are getting easier?
I think when you're in the batting change room, the runs always seem a mile away. When you're in the fielding or the bowling change room, you always feel like there's never quite enough. So it's trying to find a bit of a balance. We knew that the conditions are going to be really tough today. It's extremely hot outside. We also knew that the amount that they bowled in the first innings would eventually play its part as well. So getting through that first hour sort of unscathed was very important for us. It just settles the change room. Getting 20, 30, 40 runs in the first hour, it was exactly what we needed. I just like the intensity that the guys batted with. We went out saying that we got to look to score. So anything that was sort of loose, we capitalize on. And then as we saw in the second test match as well, once you start getting to 50, 60 runs required, and you start upping the tempo, but it's very difficult as a bowling unit to slow the game down. So it really went according to plan today. I think the weather played its part as well. So it was a tense day, but as I said, a day that the guys will remember on how to win tough situations, and like they did, not only in this test match, but the last test match as well.
Hi, Coach. You're probably going to keep hearing this throughout the day, but it's well-deserved, well done. Great performance by the team. I just wanted to ask you if you can speak on the performances of Keegan Peterson and Marco Jansen in these test series.
I don't know. It's difficult to say because, I mean, you get two youngsters who have just come into the side. I mean, let's talk about Keegan first, because I think both of them deserve their little spotlights. Keegan probably didn't start off as well in the West Indies as what he had liked. Then he didn't start off too well at Supersport Park. But he's always shown, signs of the player that we're seeing right now. And he just stuck to his guns. I think he's in a good position to have a guy like Dean next to him who really does back him. And I think, he's a tough nut. And batting a 3 in Test match cricket, you've got to be tough. You've got to know your game. Technically, you've got to be sound as well. So, for him, hopefully he just gets better and better and better. And it's a very tough position to play in South Africa in our conditions, batting at 3. And the way that he's come through the series I'm lost for words, seriously, because in a big series like this against big players, man of the series, fully deserved, and I'm very, very happy for him. Marco, we also, as I said, let's put things in perspective. A lot of people questioned his selection in the first test. We, as coaches, we sit there and we have conversations about certain players. We saw what he had in Pakistan. He was with us in the West Indies. It was just a matter of time before he came through, because we can see the skill set that he's got. And it's also a variation that is hard to find in cricket nowadays. Didn't start off too well. The media jumped on him a bit, which I thought was quite unfair. But after that first day, we look at him now, and probably everyone's looking and saying, what a find we've got in another addition to our bowling attack. So Marco, 21 years old, he's still got a lot of cricket to learn. We've seen great signs with the bat as well. So we've found a superstar in him as well at a very young age, which, he's only going to get better, and that bodes well for the Protea team.
Mark, congratulations on the series victory. We saw the team just in Dubai fall just short of the semi-final, and you spoke about the progress the team was making. They've won this test series now against the world number 1 side. Would you say that cricket in this country has turned the corner, and everybody should come along for the ride, because this team is going places?
I think that's up to you guys to make that call, whether it's turned a corner. I believe that, we turned a corner quite a while ago. Our results have been pretty solid, sort of over the last, say, call it 6 months to a year. We went through a period where, everyone went through a period in COVID times where our directive was really just to get cricket back up and running. So we had the chance to try out a few players. And I think that's starting to come good now, because we're starting to get a depth of cricketers that we can turn to. You lose out on a guy like Anrich Nortje, who was a big loss for us, but then you get Marco coming to the party. So, yes, I think we're in a good space at the moment. Our feet are firmly on the ground. We know that we're not the finished product. As I said, we've got goals ahead of us. So we'll enjoy this win. It's certainly something that we can take a lot of confidence out. This team is on their own mission, really. And if people want to jump on the back of that, that's great, and it will be much appreciated. But we've been through some tough times of late, and they're driven in a way that is pretty special, and it's a special challenge to be in. So I'm incredibly proud of where they've come from over a short period of time, and the results are starting to come through now, which is fantastic for everyone.
Last 2 questions, Telford, then Derek.
How's it, Mark? And many congratulations. I'm sure you would rather not have lost the first test, but would you say it almost suits the character of this team? You've got Dean, you've got Temba, you've got yourself as a former hard bastard of world cricket. Do you think it suits the character of this team to have to fight from behind?
Well, I think if you got the fighters as leaders, then and they're prepared to show it with the bat or the ball, it's probably going to be the character of the team. So it's not ideal losing the first test match. I think we were probably a little bit undercooked. And that wasn't, through no fault of any of the players. Unfortunately, just COVID took over at that particular time. We had a game planned, but we couldn't play that game. But we knew that we were going to get better as the series got along. It's never nice playing from behind and being put under pressure. There were a lot of ebbs and flows in the second test match and the third test match as well. We're playing pressure moments pretty good. We're not winning all of them, but when we're losing a session, we're not losing it badly, which keeps us in the game. And I think that is a difference in the first test. When we lost that first session, we lost it so badly that we couldn't really get back into the game. Although we did try very hard, we just we probably lost too much in one session. So yeah, our guys are playing good pressure cricket at the moment, and that's what you want to be doing. That can only stand us in good stead going forward.
Bach, congrats on the win. You were involved in some pretty epic series victories as a player. England and Oz 2008 spring to mind. But given the background ahead of the series or even the past 2 years, where would you rank this in terms of series wins in the annals of SA cricket?
It's got to be up there. Top 5 must be. As you say, where we've come from, on-field, off-field stuff. It's good to get some good results. I think these guys deserve it. They've been through a lot together as a unit, as a squad. So it's just nice to see that you put in the hard work. You have the solid chats that you have to have in the dressing rooms. It's a close-knit group of guys. The World Cup was a massive disappointment, although we played some good cricket throughout. It is just something that was really needed in our dressing room to put the hard work in and get the accolades for it. And I'm just extremely proud of everyone and happy for everyone that if you put the hard work in, there's going to be a merit, and that's what we got today.